All praises to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Chakvadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom, salutations to the hopeful elect that's fighting a good fight of faith and truth, in sincerity and wholeheartedly. Shalom unto the Akwath, which is the women believers. Shalom unto you. All praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. Bear with me. I'm under the weather, as you can probably tell by the way I sound. But yeah. Turkey trying to join the BRICS, leaving away from NATO. Everything is lining up with prophecy. So it says, Ezekiel 38:4, and I will turn you back and put hooks into your jaws. This is talking about Gog from the land of Magog, which is Russia today. And I will bring you forth and all your army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with buckler and shields, all of them handling swords. Persia, Ethiopia, Libya, all right. Persia, that's dealing with Iran, India, Ethiopia, that's Africa, Hamites, which you would call, well, in the scriptures, they call Cush. Then you have Libya, which is North Africa. And who's in North Africa today? Ishmael. Said with them, all of them with shield and helmet. Gomer, all right? Gomer is what you would call the capital of Turkey today, which is, matter of fact, real quick. It's called Ankara. So this is through my research, and really, because they have a whole bunch of maps of, Gomer, Magog, Togarmah, Meshach, and Tubal, and they all in different places. So when you go into the blue letter and you start to, type in keywords, and then you go to Google and, copy and paste it. So I did a whole bunch. I was really trying to get this map. Now, this map you could find easily, but I was just trying to make sure that the countries where they say align at is right. Because like I said, it's other maps. They got like Togarmah at the bottom of Turkey. You know what I'm saying? So, but Gomer is what you would call Istanbul, Turkey, which if I'm not mistaken, that's the capital of Turkey. Then you got Togarmah, which that's Ankara, all right? So that's what you would call central Turkey. And then Meshach, Tubal, it used to be called Georgia, Russia, but now it got its independence. So Georgia, and then, Magog is Russia. So So Gomer and all his bands, the house of Togarmah of the north quarters, and all his bands and many people with you. Be thou prepared and prepare for yourself, thou and all your company that are assembled unto you, and be thou a guard unto them. So these are the nations that's going to shoot fire on Babylon the Great. And also even America's allies, which is a scripture I'm going to get. And Turkey have been in NATO since 1952. So yeah, the Lord is just, everything is lining up with prophecy. Everything is coming to pass.
Turkey has formally asked to join the BRICS group of emerging market nations. Sources say President Erdogan's government wants to bolster its global influence and forge new ties beyond its traditional Western allies. Bloomberg's Turkey economy and government reporter Beryl.
And this video is from today is September 4th. This video was from September 3rd. So this video is new.
And joins us now. Beryl, I've got to ask, why is Turkey interested in joining the BRICS? So what is it hoping to get out of this? Because
and the main answer is prophecy. Sometimes you have to just be straightforward to the truth and plain. You can have a whole bunch of thoughts, educated guesses, why a person would do this and why a person would do that. But it's all because of prophecy. That's first and foremost.
in parallel, we know there are Turkey-EU accession talks going on.
I think Turkey is trying to do a few things here. One, President Erdogan for a long time has criticized Western dominance in the world and in politics, for example, criticizing the 5 permanent members of the UN Security Council. So here it's trying to look for alternatives to this Western dominance. And it's leading a dual strategy.
Everybody is tired of Babylon the Great. Babylon the Great, aka America, been a tyrant ever since it came into power. You know, they bring nations under subjection by the sword. So that's why, as I say in Obadiah 1:7, all the men of your confederacy, which is the ones who agree with you, the ones in your alliance, have brought you even to the border, which is where World War III is going to be. The men that were at peace with you have deceived you and prevailed against you. They that eat your bread have laid a wound under you, because these nations have become rich off of you. But the Lord, as it says in Proverbs 21:1, he's turning the king's heart into the way that he wants to turn it. So he's causing these nations to turn on you for prophecy's sake. Have eaten your bread, have laid a wound under you. There is no understanding in him, because he didn't consider his later end. He didn't consider that all the bullying and all the oppression and all the destroying of other nations, they never thought that these nations were going to turn on him.
At the same time, we should not read this as a pivot away from Turkey moving away from its traditional Western allies like the US or the EU, but it's leading almost a dual strategy. And at the same time, BRICS allows Turkey new markets. The group there makes a significant portion of the GDP, so it can give it new trade routes, new markets, ways to improve its economy. And this all comes amid, like you said, some frustration.
And don't get it twisted either. So that's why the Lord said that he was going to, I'm going to end it with that scripture, but the Lord said that he was going to put it in their heart to fulfill his will. Right now, everything is about destroying the Federal Reserve note. All right. Everything is about destroying the petrodollar to bring forth digital. So if all these nations dump the dollar will crash overnight. And that's what's going to happen, you know? Now, they took it off the internet, but 2 years ago, it was an operation called Operation Sandman, where all these nations were supposed to dump the dollar at the same time. That could still happen, you know? But the point is that it's all about destroying the dollar. So the heads of these nations, they still agree. But the Lord is going to do something where they're going to be giving the Esau, Edom, Babylon the Great, the evil eye. All right. So the Lord said that he was going, to turn up and rouse the hearts of these men.
The EU, Turkey has a decades-long bid to enter the EU as a member, and that has stalled, and there's a lot of frustration there. So it's a way for Turkey to move away and explore new international blocks to become a more prominent actor.
And to use an educated guess, which would be good sense, right? Now, when you are tied to the petrodollar, what happens? If you don't play their game, you get sanctioned. All right. Now you can't wiggle around. You can't buy what you used to buy. You can't get the goods that you once was able to get. So, yeah, so that's another reason, too. Everybody, as it's saying, Daniel's 2. I should have put that down there, but, it is what it is. I didn't want this video to be too long. But Daniel 2, it talks about mingling with the seed of men, but they should not cleave to one another, because it's coming a time where, everybody's tired of Babylon the Great, even with the Russia thing, even though it backfired on them, by putting sanctions on Russia got even stronger. But it's all because of prophecy's sake. That's what it all comes down to at the end of the day. Man.
The global arena.
Yeah, it's so fascinating, especially when you talk about some of the perhaps trading opportunities that would be offered to Turkey should they join BRICS. But again, you have to think of who the other members are in BRICS. And you're talking about Brazil, you're talking about Russia, India, China. Obviously, Russia are in it. What sort of implications is that going to have on Turkey's relationship with the West and, of course, as a NATO member?
That's a very good question. But if you look at Turkey's strategy or foreign policy, in recent years, it has always tried to achieve a balancing act. Even as a NATO ally, even during in the ongoing war in Ukraine, Turkey has maintained good ties with Russia economically.
As you see, that improve economic ties with Russia and China, trade conduit between EU and Asia, and hub for gas exports out of Russia and Central Asia. Because another thing too, it's better deals among those nations. See, America, like I said, when they destroyed, the Nord Stream, which stopped from Russia giving gas to Germany and Germany giving gas to the rest of Western Europe, now they made them dependent on America, and he whacking them over the head four to five times more than what they was paying from Russia. So yeah, everybody trying to separate from. I got to get this. This is what's happening. Let's go to verse 2. Said, behold, I have made you small among the heathen. You are greatly despised. All right. So yeah, these nations are starting to despise you because of prophecy's sake. That's what it's all about.
Wise politically, and that has frustrated NATO members, and reports that Turkey has eased some ways to circumvent Western sanctions on Russia has also drawn the ire of its Western allies. But Turkey has said that this is, like I said, not a pivot away from its allies, but it's more of a balancing act, and it sees that the geopolitical center or the global order is changing, so it's trying to maintain good ties with both ways. But we'll have to see what the reaction from its Western allies will be.
And when it said, the trade, the conduit between the EU and Asia, which is another pipeline, they're trying to create their own pipeline, for they can get, energy, which is so, hypocritical, because they're trying to get everybody else to go on the electric grid, but they can use, gas. But anyways, so this is what's going to happen to Babylon the Great. So everything is lining up with prophecy. So we about to run through these scriptures. So it says, Isaiah 13:17, behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, which is Russia, because in the old Soviet Union map, Russia spread out into the Medes geographical location. All right. So it says, stir up the Medes against them, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it. And also, and if you don't get into geographical locations, and if you don't know these maps, knowing these maps will actually help. So you should get into that. But it says, their bows also shall dash the young men to pieces. If they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb, their eyes shall not spare children. So nuclear missiles don't have a conscience. So when they get shot, they're going to do what it was meant to do. And it says, in Babylon, the glory of kingdoms and the beauty of Chaldees' excellency shall be as when the Most High overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. So we understand that Sodom and Gomorrah got destroyed and never rose up again. And that's the prophecy of Babylon the Great. For lo, I will raise up cause to come up against Babylon, a assembly of great nations. We just read that in Ezekiel 38. Ishmael, Ham, Turkey and them, So it says, for lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon, an assembly of great nations from the north country. They shall set themselves in array against her. From thence shall she be taken. Their arrow shall be as of a mighty expert man. None shall return in vain. So yeah, when they get shot, they ain't gonna stop in midair and be like, oh no, this is wrong, man. We can't do this. No, when they get shot, they're gonna hit the target. Man. So it says, set up a standard in the land, blow the trumpet among the nations, prepare the nations against her, call together against her kingdoms of Ararat, which is all of this is in the region of Turkey, and predominantly central and eastern Turkey, actually in the region of Armenia, Because when you go to Ararat and Mini, it goes into eastern Turkey, which is right next, it borders Armenia. And Ashkenaz, now in what they call the Dark Ages, Ashkenaz was actually known as the westernmost part of Germany. So Ashkenaz is Germany. If you don't believe me, go look it up. Appoint a captain against her, cause the horses that come up as the rough caterpillars, because that's what the missile is going to do. It's going to destroy everything in sight. All the farmland, all the green grass. It's going to tear everything up. The foundation, it ain't going to be a foundation. You ain't going to be able to tell where New York was, California was, Texas was, Florida. It's going to be totally destroyed. The biggest desert on the planet Earth. Prepare against her the nations with the kings of the Medes. See? So that's the allies of Russia, the captains thereof, and all the rulers thereof, and all the land of his dominion. And the land should tremble in sorrow, for every purpose of Yahweh shall be performed against Babylon, to make the land of Babylon a desolation without inhabitant. And Lord willing, because I feel very, very bad, I get to go to the highways and byways tomorrow. I might force it, but, and what I want to talk about is end time prophecy, man, because the conclusion of the matter is America is going to be destroyed. So if you're trying to hold on to this place and try to find a way to prosper in this place, you're going to perish with this place. So say in the 10 horns, so this is the allies of America, NATO and the EU, Turkey is in that, but look what Turkey is doing. It's turning to Russia's side for prophecy's sake. Which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. For the Most High have put in their heart to fulfill his will, and to agree to give their kingdom unto the beast, until the words of the Most High should be fulfilled. That's what it's all about, okay? So, the ending on this, for in 1 hour great riches is come to naught, and every shipmaster and all the company and ships and sailors, and as many as trade by the sea stood afar off, and cried when they saw the smoke of her burning, saying, what city is like unto this great city? All right. So that's the conclusion of the matter. And Turkey is turning to NATO. Prophecy is lining up the way that the Lord said it would. Amen. We almost out of here. All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, and Shalom.